Hi everybody, and welcome to an art lesson with Miss Chloe. Today we're going to be creating a deep sea landscape. And the materials you're going to need for this project are paper, pencil, colored pencils, and crayons. So go on, get your materials, and let's get started. All right, I've got my paper here in front of me. And as with all artwork, I'm going to write my name at the bottom. And the date. Okay. So when we do an underwater landscape, we started out the same way we would a regular landscape. And what's the first thing that we draw when we draw a landscape? We draw the horizon line, except instead of separating the sky from the ground or the water, our horizon line is going to be separating the water from the bottom of the sea. All right, let's draw our horizon line. We're going to start lower than the middle line. All right, we'll draw our horizon line a little bit lower. See where my pencil is? Okay, here we go. All right, it doesn't have to be perfect. So we've got our horizon line showing us where the bottom of the ocean is. It's right here, the bottom of the sea. And the water is above it. So that we can tell where the water line begins, we're going to draw a water line at the very top of our papers. And that's just a wavy line. Good. Okay, we're going to do one last thing for our background before we start drawing our deep sea creatures. What we're going to do is we're going to start up here at the top of our paper, okay? And we're going to draw what's called a shelf. And what a shelf is land underneath the water, all right? So we're going to draw a shelf. You could think of it kind of like a cliff underneath the water, all right? Watch me. I'm going to start up here. And you see, imagine this line right here, this is sand. And so maybe this might be water that's shallow enough for you to stand in. You can draw a little figure up here. There you are. That's you. This water is shallow enough that you can stand in it, okay? So you're standing here at the top of our shelf. Now we're going to draw the shelf going down, down, all the way to the bottom of the ocean. There it is. Now we've reached the bottom. Okay, let's draw some creatures. During our lesson today on bioluminescence, or animals that light up, we learned about a few different deep sea creatures that use bioluminescence to help them in their deep sea environment. So the first one we're going to draw is a jellyfish, okay? And this is how I draw a jellyfish. I start with upside down U shape, an upside down U shape. It's kind of like a bell, okay? And then from the bottom of the U shape, we're going to draw tentacles. Tentacles. Floating in the water. Tentacles. So we've got the basic shape of our jellyfish. Let's draw some details. I'm going to make another upside down U shape up here. This is like the jellyfish brain. And now I'm going to draw some tiny circles going around the bottom of our jellyfish body. Cool. You could also add some little dots, like the stingers on the jellyfish tentacle. Beautiful. All right, let's label it. Jellyfish. Cool. All right. Let's draw some regular fish swimming near the surface of the water. I do regular fish oval with a point, triangle. Oval with a point, triangle. You can make them different sizes. You can make them really small. Or you could make it big. So big, you can actually see the eye on this fish. Add some triangle fins, some gills. Let's label them. Fish, fish. Okay. Another kind of fish that we learned about today in our lesson on bioluminescence was the anglerfish. The anglerfish. All right. And this is going to be like our feature drawing here. Okay, here we go. So the anglerfish lives at the bottom of the ocean, okay? So we're gonna want to draw our anglerfish towards the bottom of our ocean, towards the horizon line, which shows us where the bottom of the ocean is, okay? All right. Let's start out with drawing a curve, just like that, kind of like a hook. I'm gonna start by drawing a curve. Okay. Now we're going to draw an open, big open triangle inside the curve. Watch me. I have a curved triangle too. Big open curve inside of our other curve. All right. Let's add a curve to the bottom of that. And now we're going to keep going down the bottom of our anglerfish. And now it's time to draw the tail. There we go. Nice work, everybody. Let's add some fins on the side, on the bottom, and on the top. You need an eye, all right? But what makes the anglerfish so special, remember, is the rod that comes out of the top of its head. Let's draw that together. The anglerfish has a rod that comes out of the top of its head, and on the end of that rod is a bioluminescent glowing light. I'm actually going to make some light marks around it. It's glowing. Cool. Last but not least, we got to draw its teeth, and an anglerfish has wild teeth. They're wild. Check it out. Long, pointy teeth on the top and on the bottom. Wow. Let's label it. Angler fish. Cool. And you know what? Let's go ahead and put some light marks around our jellyfish as well, because the jellyfish uses bioluminescence to help it in its environment, just like the anglerfish. They're both able to light up different parts of their bodies. All right. Let's do another animal that uses bioluminescence and lives at the bottom of the sea. Let's draw a squid. Okay. So I have some room over here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by drawing 2 straight lines. All right, 2 straight lines right next to each other. Then we're going to top those 2 straight lines off with a short line on either end. I'm going to turn my paper a little bit here. And then we're going to join these 2 short lines together with a big open triangle. Watch first. There we go. Big open triangle. Okay. And we're going to close it off with a curve. All right. Okay. So when you see a squid swimming through the water, it will have an eye on either side of its head. So what it will look like is that the squid just has one big eye, but it doesn't. It has 2 eyes like we do, but you can usually only see one eye at a time because of the way that the eyes are on its body on either side of its head. So we're just going to draw one big eye that we can see here. Okay. And then we're going to draw the tentacles around the eye. Here we go. So I'm drawing 4 tentacles. A squid has 8 tentacles, same as an octopus, but you'll only be able to see, you won't see all 8 of them usually at the same time. You'll usually be able to see 4 in the front, and then maybe you'll draw the other 4 in the back here. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's another one. 6, 7, and 8. It's tricky. You can draw some suction cups on the back tentacles. Cool. Cool squid, everybody. Now let's put some bioluminescent spots along the side of the squid's head here. We'll make them lighting up. And let's label our squid. Squid. Beautiful. Now you'll notice that we've drawn and labeled these different animals. We still have some space in our deep sea environment. What kinds of things could we put in our space? Maybe we could draw some seaweed plants. Maybe we could draw a starfish on our shelf, our underwater shelf. We could draw a couple starfish. Maybe we might draw crab. We've drawn the crab together as a class, but I'm going to do it again here. I draw an oval sideways for the head, and then I draw upside down hearts for the claws. Attach the claws to the body. This is the body with a small circle, and then we do the rest of the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crab. And you know how much I love to draw lobsters. We've got my lobster here behind me, Lennox the lobster. Let's go on and draw a lobster in our space right here. Let's draw the body first. It's a rectangle with one end smaller than the other end. And then I'm going to draw 2 lines and 3 bumps. That's going to be the tail. All right. Claws, same as the crab. I'm going to make these sideways hearts. And then we're going to put our legs in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, a lobster has 8 legs, and I believe a crab does also. So I'm going to add another set of legs to my crab and my lobster to make sure that they have 8 legs the way they're supposed to. Let's add some eyes. Cool. And I'm going to just add a little bit of texture to the lobster's body. Nice lobster. Let's label it. Lobster. Nice work, everybody. Okay, I'm finished with my pencil outline of my deep sea landscape. Now I'm going to go in with my colored pencils and I'm going to start filling in my creatures. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you all that I like to do is I like to use something like a colored pencil to color in tiny things, like my sea stars, my starfish up here. I'll use a colored pencil to color in tiny things or to add details, you know? I wouldn't use a crayon to add details to my jellyfish. Okay, but I would use a crayon to fill in the big parts. So I'm going to use a crayon to fill in the big part of my ocean, okay? And I'm going to select 2. I'm going to select a light blue for the top part of my water and a dark blue for the dark, deep bottom part of my ocean water. We'll start with the light blue first. Okay. I'm just going to go along really lightly. And when I get to my jellyfish, I'm actually going to color around my jellyfish. I'm not going to even get close to it because later on I'm going to go in with my colored pencils and I'm going to color in the jellyfish so that it looks like it's lighting up. Okay. So you see I'm going all the way around my jellyfish. I'm not going to color over the name of the jellyfish either. I'm going to color around it. And I'm doing the same thing with my squid. I'm going to color around it. And I'm going to just leave my school of fish there for when I have to color them in. Okay. So I'm actually going to stop. I'm drawing a line here because I know that I'm going to want to stop using my light blue when I get to about the middle of my paper. Now I'm going to switch over to my dark blue, and I'm going to start filling in the rest of my water. So first I'm going to go over a little bit of the light blue here with my dark blue. Now I'm getting into the deep. I'm going around my anglerfish. I'm going all the way around my anglerfish. I'm going up to my squid. I'm going around my anglerfish. Good. A little closer here. The reason why I'm using two different blues, okay, is so that you can tell the difference between the water that's closer to the sunlight and the water that's closer to the bottom of the ocean floor. Great. Okay. I'm going to pick out like a beige or light brown color for my sand at the bottom of the ocean floor. I'm coloring around my lobster and my crab. Just real light. Cool. All right, I want you to go ahead and pick out a colored pencil that you're going to use to fill in your anglerfish. I think that I'm going to use red. I'm going to start filling my anglerfish in. My red colored pencil here. Okay. Get the fins. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yellow colored pencil and I'm going to fill in not just the little bioluminescent piece at the end of the rod, but I'm gonna put some light around that piece as well. So it looks like it's really flashing bright. I'm gonna do the same thing with the jellyfish. And with the squid. I'm adding some bioluminescence here, some light. Cool. All right. You're going to use your colored pencils to fill in the rest of your deep sea landscape. And I'm going to let you do that on your own. Thank you so much for creating this beautiful deep sea landscape with me. Don't forget to post your work on Seesaw when you finish. I can't wait to see it. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks. Bye.